she's not the best, is okay, you know. But yeah, I think my game plan and just my style in general is a bad matchup for her.
Win here, as you said, top 5. I mean, are you letting yourself think like, I mean, I would think like the next fight could be maybe a #1 contender fight, you know, depending on how things shake out. We know that there's a couple title fights maybe lined up, but I mean, are you letting yourself think that far? Then maybe the next fight could be a #1 contender fight?
For sure. A win over Mackenzie. I think definitely the next fight would be a #1 contender spot.
Last thing for me, I guess, knowing that, what type of fight do you need to have here? I mean, do you need to go get a finish and put some kind of exclamation point on it, or is it just enough as respected as Mackenzie is?
I think beating her is enough to get a contender shot, but if I was to go out there and, you know, get I knock her out, you know, I submit her, especially if I submitted her, I would definitely be vying for that title shot my next fight.
T-shirt right over here. I saw that between fights, you took part in a fitness competition on the stage and the flexing of the muscles and all that. What was that experience like? Not just the competition itself, but the road to getting there.
Yeah, the NPC show I did last November was exciting. It was funner than I thought it would be. The dieting was way different than what I have to do for fighting. I normally just come to fight week, make weight, but for that it was an aesthetic thing. So I was eating very low calories. It's definitely not something healthy to do, but in terms of a competition, it's very, very exciting. The women were them. It was their first time as well. And just getting up there in heels, walking on stage, that was probably the most nerve-wracking thing.
You talked about mental health and how seeing a sports psychologist has helped you with your confidence. What did that experience, did that help you in terms of your confidence and also checking off an item off the bucket list as well?
Definitely checking off an item off the bucket list. Would I do it again during my career? No. It made my body weight fluctuate in a way that it had never done before, so I didn't like that part. And in terms of like helping me in my fight career, no. It was just something fun to do, get myself out there. And I've always been told my entire life that I should try to do one of these competitions.
You've been a fighter that has dealt with the proverbial roller coaster the sports has to offer, the highs, the lows. What has been the biggest learning lesson that you've experienced through all of this? The downs, the ups, like all the different highs and lows physically and mentally the sport can bring you. What's been the biggest learning lesson along the way?
The biggest learning lesson on the way is just to enjoy the journey. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I didn't enjoy it enough. So even if I win, lose, I want to remember every moment of it because this is only a short period of my life and I want to be able to share that with my kids in good memory. So yeah, and just having more self-confidence as the years go through. You know, I'm getting older and just realizing the way that I've paved the sport for the younger generations coming, you know, past me or after me, I guess. But yeah, just enjoying in the moments.
Keisha over here to your right. What kind of boost did Raquel getting added to this card just a couple weeks ago give you in terms of, you know, your training, just your motivation, everything going into this week?
That I really definitely now want to win and need to win. It was nice fighting the last time we fought during COVID together. We both had really great wins, so I plan on doing that this weekend again.
Yeah, what's kind of like the fight night process there? Do you kind of avoid watching her fight? It's pretty close together too, and just like focus on yourself, and then you guys reflect.
It's a cram-packed schedule. You get a chance to go out and sightsee, visit the towns that you're fighting in, take in the area. What's a typical fight week look like to you?
Well, typically I get here by like the afternoon time, but the flights from Denver to Florida were horrible. I didn't get in until 11 o'clock. So by the time I got in bed, it was midnight. But if there's a mall, I like to go shopping. I don't do really much sightseeing, unfortunately. And this week I do have a lot of media, so I don't know if I'm going to get to the mall. But I do plan on hitting the hot tub, you know, in about an hour. So that'll be fun.
Have you spent time in Florida before?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in South Florida. I grew up in Broward County.
You should write. I saw you at the airport, and fans, they flocked you immediately. I think when they got off the airport. Do you relish that, or do you just get out of my face right now? I just got off the airplane. Like you're a lot of professional wrestlers that say like, don't learn.
I most definitely appreciate the fans waiting at the airport. It was nice to see. And it's just, humbling. Like I said, enjoy the moment, enjoy this now. Like recently I was telling my coaches, like, I need to do more of the interviews that I'm asked to do because, in 3 years, I'm not going to be asked to do as many interviews, or maybe I won't be asked to do any. So I need to enjoy the moment now. We good?
Just one real quick one.
Where's that coming from?
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What do you make of the upcoming title, Rose Namajunas? She's defending her belt against Carla Esparza. What do you make of that fight? And do you think do you have a winner on that matchup?
Sure, I'm Team Rose all the way on that one. I think Rose is going to dominate the fight. The first fight they fought, they're both, young in their career, young athletes. But Rose is a different animal. I don't think that Carla's going to be able to impose her will in the way that she did before.
Do you feel like you're almost like a dark horse in the division because there's all these contenders and there's a long line and but like you seem to be on a good streak, and I mean if you put 4 wins together, I mean you have to be in the conversation now, right?
Yeah, for a while when I first got in the UFC, I was talked about as I was in the top 5 for a while. Then I went down a little bit, and now I'm up on the hill again. So maybe now I am the dark horse. I definitely think a win over Mackenzie is going to get me talked about this weekend. Saturday night, I'm going to be spoken about in the greatest way.
Thank
you. Cool. Thank you, guys.